I'm here to talk about public school funding. Uh, our former president, Barack Obama, once said, when we study together, we learn together, we work together, we prosper together. So my proposal here is, as the president said, we work together, we want to fund our schools together. And one of the issues here we're going to talk about here is the funding of our public schools in Texas. My thesis for today is public school funding in Texas should be run from the state so that all schools can receive equal amount of money, and it should not be based on property taxes at the district level. Overview. Funding of public schools in a fair and just manner is a major task in many of the states in America. In particular, Texas, which lags behind other states in the country. So here I'm going to be proposing on how we are supposed to be funding our schools. So funding comes majorly from our property taxes in a particular school district. They fund about 64% of the money needed to run our schools. The rest comes from the state. And so 64% is a huge amount of money coming from the property taxes. So if the property taxes in a particular area are low, that means even the schools will have less funding. The main people affected by this model of funding of our schools are our students. When they get less funding, the schools are not able to be repaired. So they are in buildings that are maybe leaking with poor air conditioning. They also are not able to attract good teachers. Also, there is a lot of overcrowding in these schools. The students' number is too high, and it makes a teacher very tired. Also, they are not able to focus on students who are struggling. So this funding model should be changed so that our schools can have more money to be able to support even support the teachers, to support other workers in the school who may not be directly related to the school teaching. What is the solution? My proposal here is we should stop collecting property taxes at the local level. Their money should be collected by the state and then put in a fund, and that fund distribute that money equally to all students, no matter whether they come from rural school districts or rich school districts, so that all students can have an equal opportunity, because at the very end of it all, it is our students who are the beneficiaries of these taxes. So the money should be all equal and the same to all students. In conclusion, all students, no matter their background, should receive equal funding. No matter whether they live in a poor neighborhood or rich neighborhood, they should receive equal funding so that they can have equal opportunities. So all the tax dollars collected from homeowners, from businesses, or taxes to fund the schools should go directly to the state, and the state then distributes the money accordingly, depending on how many students we have in a school or in a district. And they should also be able to fund the building of new schools. I have a model here to show a little bit of what happens at the district levels. In 2022, the Texas Education Agency did a research, and they found that 6,000 schools are rated A. And you will notice that all of them come from the affluent regions, affluent neighborhoods. And So they're all rated A. They do very well. The second category is about 1,600 schools are rated C. That means they are still much better, but they come from like the middle class going to the affluent. Unfortunately, 500 schools are rated D or F, which means it's a failure, but the Texas education agents decided not to rate them, just to kind of cover them. So we can see how this model works. The more the income in a certain school district, the better the students perform. I have one more. This is from the Texas Tribune. Data source is Legislative Budget Board. About 64% of taxes that funds our school comes from the property taxes. So that's a huge number. And the rest comes from the state fund and the federal funds. So we can see if the property tax is low, of course, those schools will get little funding. We can see in 2010, when there was a boom in housing market, when there was not a good sale for houses, the funding was up. But when the funding, the homes value go up, the state reduces the amount of money they send to schools. So we can see at the very end of it all, the poor neighborhoods will always get affected by this model. Thank you very much for listening to me. We should change this model, and all the schools should be funded from the state. Thank you.